Of course, I want to welcome my fellow commission members, our staff, and the public to this meeting. As we get started, I'll conduct a roll call with commission members to make sure we have a quorum. Danielle Benson. Here. Bill Bornstein is not with us today. Bill Prather. Here. And Chuck Welch. Here. All right, Andrew, looks like we got a quorum.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, you have 4 present, so you're ready to go.
All right, great. Well, I do want to welcome everybody once again and appreciate the members being here. This is a special time of year. Every year this week, we have the NCAA basketball tournament and we have the Masters Week. And the third most important thing is that the Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission meets this time of year. So excited to be in that company. And we've got an exciting agenda for today. So we've shared that agenda with our members. And so as the first item of business, I'll entertain a motion to approve the proposed meeting agenda for today, April the 10th, 2024 commission meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we have an agenda. We also provided past meeting minutes. At this point in the meeting, I'd like to turn over the meeting to our Executive Director, Andrew Turnage, to hear a report.
Thank you and good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members. We really do appreciate your time. I know that it is a busy time of year for everyone. And what we have from the commission staff are a few items for your information and your action this afternoon. And I'll go through these as presented. The first is just an important note for the location of this commission. We would like to announce that there will be an office relocation and an upcoming change of address for the Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission. GMCC recently learned that we will have to relocate because the Georgia Building Authority notified the commission as well as other state agencies in our building and adjacent buildings that the structures located at 7 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive will be demolished along with those other buildings on the same block. That block, as everyone knows, is right across the street from the north entrance to the Georgia State Capitol. The demolition is part of the General Assembly's passage of a $392 million spending bill, which was passed on February the 26th. For the construction of a new legislative office building for Georgia General Assembly members from the House and the Senate. The slated start date for that construction is to begin on or shortly after July the 1st. So short time frame there, but with that said, we're in the process of finding a new location for the offices of the commission and the staff. Just want to say thank you to Deputy Executive Director Gerald Pilgrim and his staff at the Georgia Building Authority for helping us to work to find a suitable location for us. When we're certain of that new location, we will certainly apprise the commission members as well as the public. We will reflect those changes on the commission website. We'll also notify our licensees via email in writing, and we will also make that announcement at a commission meeting when the new location is finalized. That information, again, is forthcoming. We don't know yet where we will be relocating to, but we do know that the building we are in currently will no longer be, and a new building will replace it with legislative offices. Next up, another information item for commission members and the public is education and outreach conducted by the commission members and staff January through March of 2024. We have another great partnership opportunity with GMA that we were participating in. The GMA in coordination with, and that's the Georgia Municipal Association, by the way, in coordination with GMCC, did publish that document, a guide for local government on medical cannabis in Georgia. And that guide was officially made public on GMA's website on February the 4th. The guide can also be accessed on our website, and the legal staff, I want to say special thank you, especially to our general counsel, Jansen Head, for countless hours working on not only the external partnerships to develop it, but also just the research and the edit work to make that accurate and up to date. You all may remember we had GMA as a guest to come and speak to the commission at a previous commission meeting to talk about this partnership. And we're really proud of the work that our office and GMA have done. It makes clear what role of local government is in partnership with this program. and the critical role that local government plays as our licensees seek locations to open the licensed dispensaries that the Commission issues. So it's a very important guide. It is wonderful information for not only our licensees, but for the cities and for members of the public. Also included in education and outreach for this quarter, our Director of Investigations, Pam Jones, conducted several more of the Peace Officers and Standards Training Council certified trainings with law enforcement across the state. And those include partnership with the Georgia Chiefs at their Association Winter Conference, which was in Columbus, Georgia, Regional Chiefs of Police Association meeting in Milledgeville, Georgia, and coming up just a little later this month will be a regional meeting with the Georgia Chiefs and the Georgia Governor's Office of Highway Safety, GOHS. We really appreciate continued partnerships with our law enforcement. One of the first steps that we take anytime that we know we have activity beginning in an area is to try to do outreach and training with law enforcement about what the current law and rules for the Commission are. And again, I want to say special thanks to the Chiefs and the Sheriff's Association for helping to partner with us to get accurate information out there for the local governments, especially our law enforcement partners. The next item are updates from the legislative session. First of all, I want to mention House Bill 915. HB 915 is the appropriations bill for the amended fiscal year, and that's for the current fiscal year, 2024, which ends June 30. So that's the current fiscal year that we are in. Every year, the state government offices like the Commission have to go and appear before the members of the General Assembly in the House and the Senate and give an update on the current budget and any necessary changes for that budget. So with the amended fiscal year, there were some changes. If you've had an opportunity to look at that bill, it is a long document, but in House Bill 915, beginning in the middle of page 171 of the bill at section 313.1, you can find the Commission's budget. And just a brief overview of the items that you will see in that section. Again, 313.1. First is an increase in funds to provide a one-time salary supplement for full-time benefit eligible employees for recruitment and retention. This was an initiative from Governor Brian P. Kemp for all state employees. I'm very appreciative of that. I know that our staff are as well. Anything that we can do to show appreciation and help retain good quality staff is always a rarity and always appreciated in state government. Certainly want to acknowledge how important that is and how much we appreciate that. Additionally, the appropriations committees did approve our request to utilize existing funds to purchase a state vehicle and equipment for that vehicle and some other vehicles that we have here at the Commission. They also approved utilizing existing funds to purchase office furniture. So no increases for those two items, but it does require a budgetary change. And I want to say thank you to OPB Director Rick Dunn and his staff for helping to work through our requests for that amendment. That bill, House Bill 915, was signed by Governor Brian P. Kemp on February the 29th. So those changes have been approved. The second legislative update is also an appropriations bill. House Bill 916 is the fiscal year 2025 budget, which begins on July 1st. If you are looking at the bill, House Bill 916, you can see that the Commission budget begins at the bottom of page 121 in the bill, and that is in section 43.7. The Commission received an appropriation of $1,697,973. It represents an increase of $124,574 over the current fiscal year. So a little bit of an increase. The increase are funds to provide 4% cost of living adjustment for state employees. Again, we're very appreciative of those initiatives. That applies to all state employees, to include those of us here at the Commission. It also reflects an adjustment to some administrative items. One is agency premiums for the Department of Administrative Services insurance programs. There's also an increase in funds for the building authorities, rental rates, and to provide additional Capitol Hill security operation and expenses. There's also an increase in funds for the merit system assessment billings. There is also an increase to provide funds, and again, appreciative of this one as a former law enforcement officer, and given that we have post-certified staff here at the Commission, there was an approval to increase funds for an additional salary enhancement for post-certified law enforcement officers. So again, we really appreciate that, employees who are post-certified law enforcement. Approval also included funds to cover the cost of administrative hearings conducted by OSA, that's the Office of State Administrative Hearings, And the status of that, the last time that I checked, is that it is awaiting the governor's signature within 40 days. The third legislative bill, as an update, is Senate Bill 495. Senate Bill 495 is a bill related to the low THC oil patient registry card. And I wanted to just call to your attention three really excellent updates resulting from the passage of that bill. One is that there will be an extended valid time period for card holders. It extends the current period from 2 years up to 5 years. And so that is a really helpful and beneficial change for patients who are on Georgia's low THC oil patient registry. I certainly applaud that change, and I think all of you can understand that that's very helpful for patients that are on the registry. Another improvement is the delivery options of that card for patients who have registered. Two new options that are included in that bill for the card. That's after your doctor completes your certification paperwork as a patient, and as a patient you have submitted that to the Georgia Department of Public Health. This bill provides for the Department of Public Health to return that card after you're assigned a registration number to the patient via postal, that's United States postal mail, and via email. And that is if the patient requests that. So really great improvement to the card delivery as an option for patients. The status of that bill, it is on the governor's desk awaiting signature. Those conclude the legislative updates, and I'll move on with the remaining items for the executive director's report. One item for action by the commission this afternoon is laboratory registration renewal. GMCC has one registered laboratory, that's SJ Labs and Analytics, located in Macon, Georgia, that conducts independent laboratory testing of our products that are produced by the commission's licensees. The laboratory submitted the registration renewal application on April the 4th of 2024. The renewal of that registration, having been thoroughly reviewed by myself and GMCC staff, is recommended for approval. SJ Labs has also requested additional time to submit the required fee, and it's recommended for the commission to allow for such an extension. Another item is approval of the dispensary license renewal application form. GMCC has several licensed dispensaries that will soon be reaching a year since they have been licensed. And I'll just pause, Mr. Chairman, and say it's really hard to believe that it's been a year since we issued those first dispensing licenses, but it's April 2024 and it's time to renew those. So this is another first. We have not had a license to renew until now, and we need a form to be able to do that. This is that form. Staff have been working to develop a license renewal form for those dispensaries. The form captures the necessary information that GMCC will have to review prior to renewing those licenses, consistent with the HOPE Act and the Commission's rules. That form has been provided to you in advance for your review, and it is ready for approval. After the Commission reviews that, and if you vote favorably to approve it, we will make that available on our website for licensees to be able to access. Final item is an update to the initial dispensary license application form. We also updated that form for initial applications for dispensary licenses. In addition to clerical updates, we've improved the layout of the current form to try to make that submission and review process more efficient, not only for our licensees, but for Commission staff as well.
Any questions? Hearing none. Andrew has 3 items that he has recommended us to pass to continue the support of smooth operations by our staff. The first, approval of the laboratory registration renewal, which will include the extension of the renewal fee. So at this point, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the recommendation for approval of the laboratory registration renewal by SJ Labs and Analytics, as discussed in the Executive Director's report and already reviewed by the Commission members, and to authorize the Commission's Executive Director to provide an extension for the renewal fee. Do I have a motion? Motion passes. The second motion will be the approval of the dispensary license renewal application form. Motion passes. Third, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the updated dispensing license application form as presented. Motion passes. All right. Thank you for your support on that, members. I will say, and I've discussed this with several of you, that I have asked Andrew to look at the rules and make any appropriate changes so we can delegate the changes of these application forms to the Executive Director. Now that we've got the dispensaries up, the labs up, we've got the production licenses up, some of these forms we think would be better served by the Executive Director exercising his judgment around around those. We don't see a need for the commission necessarily to get involved in those decisions at this point. I've talked to some of the members already, and they tend to agree. So, Andrew, if you would move toward that, and we'll take a vote on that when you're ready.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll pause a minute and would love to get any feedback, comments from the members. All right. Hearing none, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting at 4:22 p.m. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Danielle. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Bill. Any discussion? Didn't think so. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. And we are adjourned. Thank you very much, and we'll see y'all soon.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.